Hey guys, Sen here, back in with some more capital raids, and today I'm going to be featuring a trick that I've been using with my archers in the clan capital to make them a lot more fun to use. So, getting into this attack, you can see down on the troop bar, if you are a returning viewer, you already know what's going to happen to this base, but if you're new here, the idea is you can sprinkle in a couple of super wizards into your army, and you can push in with your sneaky archer rage like usual, but then you can use the super wizards against high HP buildings that your archers are going to have a hard time getting through with your super wizards, and those super wizards chain are going to be able to take out so many buildings behind it. So in this case, the district halls on each of the districts are the buildings that have the most HP, so those are the best targets for this strategy. And around this district hall, you can see two Infernos, Crusher, Bomb Tower, and Air Bombs. Those are all buildings with a lot of HP, I think 2,000 or more HP. So that would take a lot of camps of archers to get through all of that, but I'm able to accomplish that with just a couple of super wizards as well as bringing a couple more rams. So all I have to do is clear the path and all of the defenses around the district hall, so I can directly target it with my super wizards. Now, after I drop this next ram to break open this wall, I make a bit of a mistake. I drop a camp of archers thinking that it will go to this bomb tower, but instead it goes to attack the district hall, which is bad. And the reason for that is I'm going to start dropping in my rams and then drop in my super wizards in behind, and then one last ram, and you can see the rams tank for the super wizards and break some walls up ahead, and then the super wizards chain down everything. But now, because those archers did so much damage to the district hall wasn't able to take as many shots from the super wizards, and I wasn't able to chain down the two infernos over here, but they're still low, so I'm able to finish them off with just a couple camps of archers. And because I was able to save so much troop space with those super wizards instead of bringing archers to try to beat through all of that, I'm able to push in way deeper into the base, especially with that second rage. And you'll see for this finishing hit, I won't even have much left on the base. I'll finish off the rocket artillery, snipe down the Inferno, and you'll see there won't even be much left on the base for the second attack. And especially because I can zap down these two air defenses, what I can do for the second replay, or second attack, is just bring a couple more camps of archers, finish off these two air defenses and this rocket artillery, and I can just send in a fortress with zapping down these air defenses, like I said, and that fortress will just crush through the rest of the base without basically any resistance. So the fortress is really slow, so we'll just speed him up because he just slowly moves through the base. He has a lot of HP, he attacks from range, and none of these defenses, with the exception of this air bombs, is a particularly big threat to the fortress anymore, so we'll just speed things up. But in a moment, I'm going to drop that archer. You see how I drop that archers up top? I split those archers to go in different directions, and it ends up taking 3 traps to take those out. So that is a trick you can use with archers, by the way. When you're just trying to clean up buildings, you can split them, send them to different directions so they're less vulnerable to traps. But yeah, this is a really cool strategy with the super wizards that I love using, and we have a lot more replays where that came from. Alright, and with our second replay, the general rule of thumb for how many super wizards you want to bring is if you're trying to chain off a capital district, you want to bring 3 super wizards, and if you're trying to chain off some other high hit point defense like the cannon, the giant cannon, or the blast bow on Builder's Workshop, you want to bring 2 super wizards for that. And I bring a Skelly Barrel because I noticed there's not much splash down here, and then it's a couple of rams to go ahead to tank for some traps, and that one actually opens up the wall ahead, which I was very surprised because it was going into a cannon and a spear thrower. But right now we're just trying to work our way into the base and try to get to this capital hall, and so we can start chaining off it with our super wizards. That one camp of archers you're going to see finishes off the spear thrower and gets that cannon low, and this is a trick with the rams in the clan capital. They actually do splash, so that ram goes ahead, hits the wall, and splashes the cannon and the Tesla. And because it was under rage, it got the Tesla to half health. And look at this next ram, it takes out the Tesla without even the super wizard's help. So you can see the super wizards are able to distract those defenses for so long because the barbarians spawn in all different places, so even splash defenses have trouble hitting them all. But now we've chained down the district hall, and now I'm thinking about chaining off the blast bow. Now, I actually mess up with this next set of super wizards in that I wanted to distract the blast bow with my rams, but they actually get in range of the blast bow's dead zone, and so my super wizards end up getting hit. They end up dying off before chaining down the blast bow, but it still gets all the defenses really weak, and so I only need a couple more camps of archers to take that all out. So at this point, we just need to finish off with our camps of archers, try to take out as much as we can, and I focus on taking down ground defenses because I notice what's left in the base is almost all air defenses. So if I can just take out as many ground targeting defenses with my archers, I'll be able to come in with hogs, and that'll be a really good finisher because the only major threats in terms of splash defenses left on the base are these two crushers and this giant cannon. So right now I'm sending in some rams because I know that this base probably has some zap traps around here, and they are also procced a couple of log traps for me. And then I use that P.E.K.K.A to distract the giant cannon as well as taking out the first crusher, and I can just heal through the second crusher and the giant cannon and all of these defenses to keep my hogs alive and moving through the base. And so at this point, there's not much left on the base. I still have a heal, a hog in the bag, and so many hogs moving through the base with only one wizard tower on the back end. So you can see this base doesn't have much left going for it. I dropped the heal to keep my hogs topped up as they move into the last couple of defenses, but you can see I have so many piggies alive, and it's basically just cleanup at this point. So we'll fast forward through this, but you can see because those super wizards were able to get through all of those high hit point defenses super efficiently, I was able to get so much more out of my archers, and you're able to crush bases like this. Alright, getting to this last base, I actually mess up a little bit because I don't bring enough rams. I opened up the first wall, so I had in total 7 rams, and that's just not enough for how much value I want to get off my super wizards. You can see I have 5 super wizards because I'm planning to chain the rocket artillery and then the district hall with my super wizards, and you usually want about 3 rams per super wizard trick that you're trying to do, but I also have to open up some of the walls leading up to that, so I just don't have enough rams to do all of that. I'll just fast forward through this because basically the first 2 super wizards on this rocket artillery are more or less suicided, and they can't really do much without any tanking. So we're just moving our way towards the rocket artillery, and you'll see those super wizards just get blasted by the rocket artillery and a small bomb, and so they don't get any value, but we're just slowly pushing through the base with our archers, trying to reach this district hall. And we'll just fast forward because archers are kind of slow, but we'll get through these. And then after I finish off the crusher with this next pack of archers, I'm going to start sending in a couple of rams, and we'll actually slow this down to 1/2 speed because this is so fun to watch. But you start sending in a couple of rams, drop in your super wizards, and then watch it all just gets beat down by the super wizards chain, because you'll see how long those rocket artilleries are going to get distracted by those rams and the barbarians inside. The barbarians are really annoying for all of the defenses in the base because they spawn in different places, like I said, and even splash defenses have a hard time keeping up with all of that. So those super wizards were able to chain off the rocket artillery off the district hall as well as all of those defenses around there, and we're not even done here. On this finishing attack, I plan to chain off this Inferno that has a lot of defenses right next to it as well, and then use a couple of archers to pick off this rocket artillery. So even though I don't have to open any more walls, I do have to bring a couple of rams so that they can help tank for my super wizards, and you're going to see how much value those super wizards are going to get for me. Because those rams are just such great tanks for them. I don't know why it works so well, but it does, and this is such a fun strategy. So we're going to start sending in some rams, try to send them going in different directions, and then send in the super wizards. And you can see it chained down the Infernos, and all the super wizards are still alive because they were being tanked for by the rams, and so the super wizards are able to move forward and get more of the base. And as that's going on, I start sending in my hogs, trickle them in, take advantage of their glide ability to start stunning some of the defenses on their approach. And they'll just slowly work their way around. There's not many defenses left on the base, but I also don't have many hogs, so I have to be very careful. I have 2 more left in the bag, as well as 1 camp of archers. I drop those archers in the rage, and as they start losing their stealth ability, I drop in a couple of my last hogs to stun off the inferno, and then tank for those archers. And you can see the space is done as well in 2 attacks. And this was a really fun way to take this face down without using, orthodox strategies. I only brought a couple of hogs to help clean things up because archers usually aren't a great way to, finish the back end of the base because they usually aren't great at taking out more than 1 defense at a time, as well as the fact that they're weak to traps. So you usually want to bring something that has a little bit more HP that can beat through those final few defenses for you. So it's just cleanup, and the hogs are going to finish off that last trash building. But yeah, this is a really fun strategy that I recommend that you try in the clan capital. You just have to identify the places where you can get good wizard chain value, and you can get a lot of value with those super wizards when you pair them up with your archers. But that'll be all from me for today. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and take care.